What is up, my little Deinos? Vepsis here, your ghost of the Helsinki Hydreigons, and we are here for the UBL Season 3 Week 8 battle versus DrSlaking and his team being the Bowland Bovines. Make sure to check him out. Very solid Draft League player himself and a content creator in a sense that he provides very high quality videos, in my opinion, with his really solid narration and knowledge of the game. And having great graphics to go along with it. So make sure to check him out. His social links will be down below in the description. And big shoutouts to SlackOut and also to Automatthic for their help. SlackOut with the training my team and also providing the graphics for me, and Automatthic for recording the game. So make sure to check them out. They are very good friends of mine in the community, and they do come in big ways of helping me out in that sense. So regards to team builder video, unfortunately there won't be one for this week due to some time constraints from my behalf, and I decided that I'm gonna be cutting my losses in that sense and try to make sure that this won't be the case for upcoming weeks, and potentially for playoffs I do want to do separate team builder videos for those if we do make it, and at this point I'm hopeful that we do, but for when it comes to this week there won't be any. So I'm gonna apologize, I guess, for that there won't be any of that, but we are here for the battle, and that's gonna be hopefully something that you're really looking forward to. And we are gonna be bringing Celebi, Alomomola, Greninja, Moltres, Mega Galade and Piloswine to this game, whereas my opponent is going to be bringing Rotom-Wash, Infernape, Diggersby, Pangoro, Sharpedo, which is one of his C captains, and Palossand. Now when it comes to his other 5 members that he could have brought and which were part of his team as well, or part of his roster that I had to prepare for, of course, going to this game were Mega Galele, which was his Mega of choice, Salamence, which is one of his C captains besides the Sharpedo, Whimsicott, Metagross and Garbodor. So that is his full roster of 11, and those were the 6 mods that he's gonna be decided to bring, which you can see on the layout on the up right hand corner as well. So going to this matchup, we are trying to see that if we can pass my opponent in the standings, because he's one of the only remaining of teams that only has 1 loss throughout the season at this point, and those are the teams that I have to surpass to move up in the standings. I'm sitting at 3rd in the standings as of right now going to this matchup, and DrSlaking is sitting at number 2 seed. And the only thing that is keeping the distance for his advantage is that he has 1 less loss than I do. So hopefully we can make up for that and give him his 2nd loss of the season and move on to the 2nd seed in the UBL Season 3. But now let's jump into the matchup. I'm gonna be leading up with my Celebi, as I thought my opponent's best lead versus me, looking at the team of 6 that I have, would be the Rotom-Wash. So I want to counter that, and then I can kind of operate from there and expect him potentially to swap out and go for the U-turn. And we are gonna be seeing that I do get this lead right in regards to that he does lead with his Rotom-Wash. So here I thought that, you know what, the Pangoro is probably gonna be coming in. There's no way of allowing the Rotom-Wash taking damage, but he does allow it to take a potential Grass type move, or making a harder prediction in a sense that I'm not clicking my grass type move and maybe make an over prediction. Either way, he does get the turn 1 play right in that sense, and did try to go for the Volt Switch, but I did prevent that by doing a very aggressive play going to Piloswine. But I really anticipated his only reasoning by staying in would be either clicking Signal Beam for whatever reason if he carried it, or more likely Volt Switch just to be able to gain the momentum, but I deterred that. And now we do go for the Giga Drain as he does stay in yet again, kind of confirming that he was just looking for gaining the initiative on turn 1 and tries to make something happen out of it. In an extent of allowing me to do huge damage on that Rotom-Wash, which I definitely take, because I did want to weaken that Rotom-Wash down for my other things to be able to pick them off easier later on throughout the battle. And he does go into his Infernape, and I went into my Kanye West the Alomomola, because I thought, like, you know what, whatever this thing does, Kanye can take a hit, but he goes for the Nasty Blow. So I was like, I know this thing gets Grass Knot, so I need to scout for that. So I go into Moltres mode, the Moltres, and he goes for the Raw Focus Blast. I was like, How much this is gonna be doing? Oh, that does way too much, cause that's a freaking crit, man. Like, that put me on a 33 HP with the Moltres, and that was a resisted hit. That resisted the hit out of my ass. Takes the game free. Come on now, that did way too much to my Moltres, and the first kill or first death that Moltres has to suffer throughout the season is gonna be by 2 resistant hits from a freaking Inferno. That went pretty potato, to be honest, but we have to cut our losses over there, and I decided to let Moltres go down after it went so low on the crit, because I look at his team of 6 and I was like, you know what, Moltres, you're most expendable because of the low HP you're at, and we just have to bring Matthews, the Mega Gallade, in to try to force the Infernape out or kill it and get the revenge, but we have to wait for that potential play to be able to kill that Infernape, and I do need my Mega Gallade, and he did go into his Palosan, and as you saw that I predicted heavily him clicking the Stealth Rocks, because it was so obvious, like, this is your rocker, you want to click those Stealth Rocks, so I'm gonna punish you for that, and punishing what you did already to my Moltres, and even out this score into 5 and 5. And now he does go into his Sharpedo after this, meaning that he doesn't really have too much to revenge my Mega Gallade from high amount of health, and he does go for the Protect, try to get the speed boost off, and this basically tells me that he is packing a stab C move on that thing, or potentially even C bounce of all things, to be able to have his way or revenge killing Mega Gallade. So that was kind of like the reason why I thought he made the play, and now he does go into his Rotom-Wash. As I go for the safe liquidation, I could have gone for the Toxic, but I was like, you know what, I want to damage the Sharpedo if he happens to stay in, or whatever would come in. And if the Rotom-Wash does come in, I can go into my Celebi as he goes for the Volt Switch, which does put me in a bad position, and in a hindsight I could have made an aggressive double to deter this to be the case. But we are in a position that I did decide to play this as it did, and now he does get his Infernape back in. But this is where I'm gonna be making up for the fact that I wasn't aggressive enough earlier, and I'm gonna be making now a more aggressive play by going for the slow U-turn, as he does try to do the same trick again on me by nasty plotting and forcing me out. But not this time, son. You got me once, but I'm gonna be getting you now. And I'm gonna get my Matthews, the Mega Gallade, and we are here to kill this thing if he stays in, but he's gonna be swapping it out. God damn it, Infernape, I wanna kill you for getting my Moltres down like that. And I do go for the close combat. The reason why I do go for that this time around over the Psycho Cut is that everything that he had on his team will die to the close combat, including the Rotom-Wash from the point of health it was at, and I did not want him to get a free switch into Sharpedo if he made a aggressive play, and then he can force me out yet again by fearing the C move on it, which can potentially kill me. And by the way, just pointing it out right now, as I mentioned that, my Showdown calcs, for whatever reason when we were playing, could not calc any C moves at this point. So I have to be very cautious about the C move once it goes off. Then I know for the fact my mons can leave that hit, because I have no idea how much it's doing. I don't know how much my own potential C moves could be doing if I would be having them. So it's really annoying for me to play this out. But now he did make a very aggressive play and swapped into his Pangoro, knowing that my Alomomola would come in, and he pulled a substitute out of his ass. So I'm like, ah shit, Kadio, why you're so weak, man? Come on now, you can break a substitute. I'm even running liquidation from your strong attacking move, but you cannot break a substitute even from a max HP Pangoro, unless you hit it twice. And now what we have to do is make a very quick game plan here. How do we play around this Pangoro and make sure that we lose as little as possible? Because we have to make a compromise here. And Savior, basically living to its name at this point, has to savior this situation in a way that I have to come in with this thing. And the reason why I have to come in with this thing is that we can go for the Giga Train. It will break the sub 100% of time on a max HP Pangoro, and because we pack the Cobra Berry, we will live this +1 knockoff unless he will get a crit, or he had a boosting item which he does not have. and we do live it barely. And now, because we are faster than Pangoro, we can potentially get a huge Giga Drain off. Well, 30% huge, what I can tell basically from the damage output that I should be doing to it. And unless he would have swapped out, I would leave the Pangoro in a range that Matthews definitely kills it. But he does swap into his Diggersby, which I'm not sure why he did this play. Maybe he was fearing Dazzling Gleam and tried to see if I was baiting him not to have it. But either way, he did allow me to get a huge Giga Drain on the Diggersby. And now I wanted to see if this potential is Choice Scarf or not. And based on his team, I really thought that it's going to be. And he was able to outspeed me. So I'm thinking more so to the fact that he is Choice Scarf. And now he does stay in as I bring my my Pillow, the Pilot Swine. And we go for the Earthquake over Ice Shard. Because I did not want to allow him to make a crazy play into Infernape and try to make something happen there, or go into Sharpedo and forcing me out in that regard. So based on the damage output, it definitely didn't seem like it was Choice Bandit Diggersby, so it was most likely Choice Scarf, which I was able to pick up. And now the Pangoro comes in yet again. It's gonna be bulking up in front of my Pilot Swine, but Pilot Swine, even if he's at +1 defense, can still do enough to the point that Substitute will be broken 100% of time. But he can potentially try to go for +2. But the beautiful thing right now, by doing the damage consistently on him, and me being actually a little bit weakened by the return, is that I can keep this thing low enough to the point that Matthews, the Mega Gallade, should be able to pick it up. Because even if he gets into +2 as he does, as long as he's not above of 75% of health, I will always kill this thing. And I have to play in Traverse to the point that that will be the case. I cannot swap out my Pilot Swine. I cannot allow something like Mega Gallade, Alomomola, or what have you to come in and give it a lot more health than my Pilot Swine would at this point. And we do pack the Ice Shot as well. So Earthquake into Ice Shot should be able to pick up the Substitute. And we have to see if it does. It should. Come on, Pilot Swine. Come on, Pilot Swine. You can do this. You can do this, man. Pay my pilot, the Pilot Swine. Unfortunately has to go down, but he got his first kill of the season versus the Diggersby. And you did a good job by preventing this Pangoro getting out of hand, which Kanye West the Alomomola couldn't do. So you know what? You get props from me for doing that. And now we can get the Matthews, the Mega Gallade, yet again come in and claim another another soul on him at this point, or be able to ideally killing this Pangoro out of the air, so I don't have to worry about it substituting on my ass for the 3rd time in a row already versus some of my mods. And he does let it go down to my close combat from the Mega Gallade, which I did yet again go for because it guaranteed me a kill, whatever he would be doing at that point. And now he does go into his Sharpedo, and yet again, fearing the C-move, knowing that I'm also -1 defense, I'm not staying in on this Sharpedo. I'm going to Kanye West the Alomomola. Let the fish fight begin yet again, or finally begin, because these two have been kind of dancing on the field here and there, but never really got to really face off each other and actually end up fighting each other. So this is gonna be what is gonna be happening, and since that Kanye West is gonna try to sit there as he gets minus defense drop through the crunch, and I was trying to go for the Wish Protect shenanigans, and you're gonna be seeing that that's exactly what we are gonna be doing. And we have to go for the Protect to gain the health back. And because of the defense drop and the fact that he has probably the Sea Crystal on this thing based on how he has been playing, and it's not like Life Orb or anything like that, I have to actually swap out here. And I do decide to swap into my Greninja because it can't take any one hit. And one of the things that I really would like Greninja to be able to do, which I really need it all for, is to weaken down this Sharpedo just a little bit, to the point that Alomomola has a lot less time having to sit in the field and bank on not getting defense drops from the crunch from the Sharpedo, which he already got once. So now we swap back into Alomomola, and off the chance I have to do that yet again, Greninja should be in a torrent range for the Water Shurikens to weaken it down even further than I'm able to do through the Rocky Helmet chip in itself. And he does go for the Earthquake. Kanye can take that just fine. We are bulky as all hell. naturally in itself. And now we just go for the Wish yet again, as he goes for the Crunch, which hopefully doesn't get the defense drop, but he actually does yet again. So I'm like, Kanye, stop being a potato. You can do this, just concentrate. You couldn't break a sub, and now you're getting a defense drop left and right. I'm like, come on, this is like versus SareneGrace. Kanye, you did so well last week. Why you gotta have a potato week? Stop being a potato, please. Deal with this Sharpedo. I literally need you for this, because Savior had to save our ass from that Pangolo area because of your potato-ness. So stop doing this shit yet again to us. So now Greninja has to come in because of the defense drop, as the Sharpedo will be going for the Crunch, which we do live. We could have lived a Earthquake, I believe, if he would have gone for that, but thankfully, because he did go for the Crunch, we can go for the Water Shuriken. Come on, Greninja, you can get more than 2 right. No, you can't. What's with my water types this week? Like, this water type is beating me down, and my water types are just being like, can't do shit about this. I'm just gonna choke on this Sharpedo apparently with these water types. But Kanye, please, this is the 3rd time. Come on, 3rd time this is the charm, right? Come on, you can take this thing off with your Rocky Helmet. You have that even going for you. You don't even have to do anything else than just clicking Wish. So please do not get the defense drop yet again. And now we do get the Wish off. We don't get the defense drop. I do go for the Protect yet again, like I mentioned earlier, because of the fact that the Showdown cogs are screwing on me. So I have no idea what the range I have to be from Dark Sea, for example, not killing me. So I have to play adverse to the fact that I'm always ensuring me to be as healthy as possible. And he does preserve the Sharpedo to the point that he does live at least a little bit longer, and tries to make something happen with his Nasty Plot Infernape. But yet again, like last time, you got me once, you definitely did not get me on the 2nd time, and there's no way you're getting me on the 3rd time when you try to do this. So I'm gonna be going hard into my Mega Gallade, even get the Wish off as he went for the Nasty Plot. I'm like, okay, I'm closing this game out. And just to make a point out to this Infernape, like, your time has come for taking down my Moltres. Matthews was here for the revenge, and we are not gonna take that shit to my team members in a sense that we are not gonna get ashamed for dying on the resistant hits like that and be 2-hit KO'd. Matthews is gonna be taking care of the case with the Psycho God. The safer play would have been close combat, but I was like, you know what, there's no way he would have swapped into the Sharpedo. So we went with the Psycho Cut, and now I do decide to stay in because yet again the cogs are kind of screwing on me. So I did not have any idea what kind of range the Alomomola would have to be in order that the Dark C plus Crunch, for example, would not two-shot me. So I'm like, you know what, Gallade, I'm sorry you have to be going down, but you putting so much work on this game, it's ridiculous. You got 4 kills in this game. Holy crap, you did so much work. Unfortunately, you went down, but you helped us to win to the point that even Kanye West, that is being a Kanye potato this week, cannot lose this thing anymore, cause this Sharpedo should die to the Rocky Helmet. If it didn't, we did click the liquidation just for the safety measures, and we do close out this close as hell game in 1-0 fashion versus DrSlaking. So very good game to him, very fun game. Honestly, one of the funnest games that I have for a long, well, not a long time, but like a good amount of time. I have had fun battles throughout this season, but this one definitely was kind of a step up in a sense that previous weeks we have gotten a very solid wins, back-to-back weeks. Well, starting from UltraPlayer from week 4, we have been on a rampage by winning 5-1 and 6 souls at that point, but now we got a very solid game and tight game versus DrSlaking, which was a very good warm-up and kind of something that showcases that the playoffs are around the corner, and he is one of the courses to anticipate to make there, and maybe there's a revenge between us coming into way on that point, but that's still too much thinking ahead. But I was really happy about this game, how it turned out, and hopefully you enjoyed it. It was a very close game, and hopefully this kind of showcases that there are definitely going to be top matches for us in the future if we do make into the playoffs. Potentially facing him or potentially the other teams that are in playoffs who are very solid coaches in their own right. So make sure to check out my opponent. This will be for the Week 8 battle for the UBL Season 3. Thank you all for watching. Stay tuned for the upcoming content as well. There are a few things that I need to take care of, which I promised for. And well, there is one video that I know I have to do, because there is a certain group of people that are very adamant about me for keeping my word on that video. So I'm gonna be trying to make that happen on this week, and then there's also another draft league potentially coming up in your way from my behalf as well, which I try to upload on Sunday. So stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for the Week 9 battle when we go up against Roots, and that's going to be Roots team, I believe, is New Jersey Crowbats, if I remember right. But we are going up against him for sure for Week 9, and that is going to be the second last week before the regular season is done. So we are soon ending out the season, and hopefully we can make to the playoffs. I'm not sure if we guaranteed ourselves at this point with 6-2 and plus 24, but I would like to think that we are pretty much close to be secured at this point. But either way, hopefully we are close to making the playoffs. About 2 weeks more to go for the regular season. Stay tuned for that and for the upcoming content, which I kind of teased for, that is going to be coming into your way from my behalf. But until then, thank you all for watching. Stay tuned for that. I'm gonna be see you guys later.